Hey guys, I hope you've all been doing well, and welcome back to another video on the channel. After not the greatest performance in the last video, I've decided that it's about time we start reviewing actual Dragon Ball games. And we'll kick it off with one of the first Dragon Ball games I've ever played, Dragon Ball Xenoverse. Yeah, I'm pretty young. My criteria for the game will be the same as my last video. If you haven't seen that, make sure you do, link in the description. So visuals, enjoyability, accessibility, including available platforms, price, and finally what I like and dislike about the game, including my final verdict. Let's jump right in. Then guys, first of all we've got visuals. Now, this all depends on what you run the game on really, let's be honest. More of that later. But like I'm saying bro, if the game's going to run a lot better on a £3,000 PC with an RTX 4090 compared to a PS3. On PS4 and the Xbox One generation, the game will run at a smooth 60 frames per second at around 1080p. and pushing to 1440 on the Pro versions of the console, so you know, PS4 Pro and Xbox One S. Whereas on something like an Xbox 360 and a PS3, you run the game at 1080p at a slightly choppy 30 frames per second. If you're using an AV connection, don't know why you'd be doing that in 2023, but okay, the graphics will be a lot lower at around 480p. Additionally, with the release of the next gen consoles, 5 years later by the way, I don't know why the developers bother, the PS5 and Xbox Series X versions are playable at 4K 60fps. For a 2015 game, the graphics are pretty high quality, and the Xenoverse series are top 5 in terms of graphics in my opinion for a Dragon Ball game. So I'll give the visuals a 7.3 out of 10. Hey, so this is the future version of the editing. I completely forgot to mention these beautiful animated cutscenes that this game has. I mean, I don't know how I've made a whole category about visuals and forgotten this, but yeah, this definitely bumps up the ratings a little bit. I'm gonna make it, do you know what, screw it, an 8.5 out of 10. Alright, after that I'm covering enjoyability. Now, hear me out, I've got some more categories.
Are you serious right now, bro?
Yes, this video has a lot of categories. I'm gonna rank enjoyability in terms of uniqueness and combat. Now starting with combat, it's mid, I'll be honest.
You're literally so free, freer than a free sample at Costco. Your dog water, literally so dog.
Nah, I'm playing it. It's kind of mid if I'm honest, but it's a worse version of the Xenoverse 2 and Kakarot combat. And yes, I get that they're newer games, but I still prefer even the Raging Blast games. And Xenoverse doesn't have any excuses there. Also, I can't be arsed for the AI in this game. Like for example, there's a section where you have to fight a bunch of Frieza's goons, and bro, Gohan and Krillin just let his men bend him over.
What did he say?
Anyway, the combat, like I said, it's just mid. I'll give combat a 5 out of 10. Uniqueness is when this game completely redeems itself. It's the most unique plot and story that I've ever seen in a Dragon Ball game. It has the perfect blend of not being too repetitive and also still actually resembling the Dragon Ball story. I mean, Dragon Ball Z's been out since the 1980s, so that says all we really need to know, to be honest. Uniqueness is a 10 out of 10, and overall I give enjoyability an 8.5 out of 10. Accessibility wise, the game is available on a wide range of platforms that can even be bought in stores today, you know? think of something like sex in England.
What did he say?
Also, not to mention the Xbox and PlayStation stores, unless you're on the PS3, and that's unlucky. The game is available on 3 generations of consoles, including ones older than me. Jesus Christ, man. Not much I can say, to be honest. 9 out of 10. Would be high, but it's not a Nintendo console, so we've got to put it lower a little bit. Right, now in terms of price, this game can either be overpriced as hell or dirt cheap. Like for instance, I've seen this game at a full 50 quid on the Xbox store. You know, even an Xbox 360 store, the game's 50 quid. The price could be higher or lower depending on your own currency, by the way. On PlayStation, it's a lot more reasonable at $15.99. However, if you lot want this game cheap, your best bet would be to get it like used. So think of places like Amazon. Like genuinely, it can be cheaper than Chicken Selects and Mackey's. All right. Now overall, if you're getting this game from the Microsoft Store, it's a 0 out of 10. I'll be honest. But anywhere else, it's a full 9 out of 10. You know. By the way, for a 10 out of 10 in this category, the game needs to be free. Okay, last video, you haven't watched it, link in description. I said what I disliked about the game first, so I think I'm going to do the opposite today. I previously mentioned the story is pretty enjoyable and has a perfect balance of being different to that story that we've all seen a dozen times and still feeling like a Dragon Ball game. The parallel quests are a joy to go through, and I've spent ages trying to get at least an A on each one. There are online features which I guess is a good thing, but ever since Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 came out, I mean, who the hell plays that? Offline battles are a great and good chance to try out characters and stages as you unlock them, which I think is a pretty nice touch. And the story goes up to Battle of Gods, and the soundtrack is mostly great. I'll get back to that later. And the opening music is a banger. Link for that is also in the description. Finally, the animated sequences are gorgeous, and I would love to see them in Dragon Ball games other than Xenoverse. Now, as they say, there are 2 stars to every story. To be fair, there's a lot more to like than dislike about this game, but nevertheless, we've got to talk about it. The thing I dislike the most, which is kind of hypocritical, I'll admit, is the music. The music is mostly great. But hear me out, okay? The music in Toki Toki City is so annoying. Like, it genuinely had me raging, bro. Sticking to that theme, walking around everywhere, it was a pain, bro. Like, I touched on this earlier. The AI in this game, especially when they're teammates, it's just awful. It just makes it harder than it needs to be. I mean, other than that, it's fine. Now, before we move on to the final verdict, it's become a common theme in these videos to do a comparison between the transformations in game and in the actual show. So we'll just do that real quick. For my final verdict, this game, as of December 2023, is definitely worth it. Right? If you don't already have it, I'd recommend either getting it used or in store, because realistically, the Microsoft stores and other stores are trying to sell this game as if it's brand new, when the sequel is better in almost every single way. Wait for the review of that, boys, it is coming, and it's not really worth it. So overall, I'll give this game 7.5 out of 10. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to comment down what game I should review next, and like and subscribe.